accept things as they are without projecting your own values or judgments onto them? Student. I suppose this is my trouble. Subconsciously I am thinking, I am one individual, you there are another. Quote. ROSHI. But if you disabuse yourself of this fundamental error, in a flash Kensho will come and you will exclaim, oh, I have it. Quote. ROSHI. What is this? Tapping student on shoulder with baton. Question mark. Opening square bracket. No response. It is mu. Only mu. When I clap my hands. Clapping. It is just mu. There is nothing you need figure out or speculate about. If you try to make even the smallest deduction or the barest analysis, you will never come to the realization of mu. Student. I feel that I am pushing against myself all the time. ROSHI. Cut out speculating about it. Just become completely one with mu and you will positively come to self-realization. Actually there is no myself to push against. Mu is everything. Mu is nothing. So long as you consciously or unconsciously believe that you are you and everything else is different from you, you will never penetrate mu. You are close to Kensho. Only one more step. Be alert. Don't separate yourself from mu by so much as the thickness of a thin sheet of paper. Student. As a result of the explanation you gave me yesterday, I no longer associate I with my body or actions. But when I ask myself, who is it that knows all that? I conclude that I am the knower. Am I back where I started? ROSHI. The following is vital for you, so listen carefully. Your mind, like a mirror, reflects everything. This table, this mat. Whatever you see. If you don't perceive anything, the mirror reflects itself. Now, everybody's mind is different. How my mind reflects objects differs from the way yours does. Whatever is in your mind is the reflection of your mind, therefore it is you. So when you perceive this mat or this table you are perceiving yourself. Again, when your mind is devoid of all conceptions, opinions, ideas, points of view, values, notions, assumptions. Your mind is reflecting itself. This is the condition of undifferentiation, of mu. Now, all this is merely a picture. What you have to do is directly grasp the truth yourself so that you are able to say, ah, of course. This is awakening. ROSHI. You still haven't taken hold of mu. That is too bad. Student. I haven't, I am sorry to say. ROSHI. Mu is nothing you can feel or taste or touch or smell. And if it has shape or form, it is not mu. What you have in your mind is merely a picture of mu. You must discard it. Student. Interrupting. I can assure you I have no pictures in my mind. ROSHI. Mu is beyond meaning and no meaning. It cannot be known either by the senses or by the discursive mind. Get rid of your false notions, and awakening will abruptly come to you. But you must apply yourself more fervently. You must cling to mu more tenaciously, like a hungry dog with its bone. Concentrate mu, 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 with all your heart. ROSHI. I can tell from the way you walk in here that you are still not one with mu. You are wobbling. Your mind is distracted. If you were one with mu, you would come before me with an unhurried yet firm gait, wholly absorbed, as though you were carrying the most precious treasure in the world. Student. Anyway, I am no longer in duality as I used to be. When I laugh I don't think, I am laughing, but just laughing. The same when I feel pain, and the same with everything else. ROSHI. That is all right, but if you want to realize your true nature, you must not pause to indulge in self-congratulation. If you do, you will separate yourself from mu and land in the very duality you are trying to escape from. For enlightenment all you need to is achieve total oneness with mu, nothing more. You must empty your mind of all delusive notions and become like a sleepwalker carrying a fragile treasure that could be broken with one misstep. There must be no wobbling, not the slightest. Student. I feel I am not far from enlightenment, but somehow I can't summon up that last push. ROSHI. The realization of your self-nature can be compared to this. Opening square bracket. Placing the palm of one hand over the palm of the other. This top hand is like a large stone. It represents the average person's mind, a mind dominated by delusive thought. The bottom hand represents enlightenment. In reality, these are merely two aspects of the one. Now, in order to turn over the top hand, you must use tremendous force, for this mind is heavy with delusion. Force means unremitting concentration. If you merely raise this mind on top slightly and then let it drop again, you will never experience your true nature. You have to overturn it in one fell swoop, like this. Demonstrating with a fast, vigorous movement. Exclamation mark. And lo and behold, there is the mind of enlightenment, vivid and spotless. Don't relax. Do your utmost. ROSHI. You have something to say, haven't you? Student. Yes. ROSHI. Go right ahead. Student. You told me to ask myself. Why can't I just see when I am looking? Why can't I just hear when I am listening? Why can't I understand that when I get hit with your baton and cry, ouch? That ouch is the whole universe? My answer is that I see this baton, for example, as a baton in its limited aspect and as no more. I see this mat as just a mat. I hear a sound as a sound but as nothing else. ROSHI. You are looking at things one-sidedly. Suppose I cover my head with my robe and raise my hands in the air. If you see only my hands, you are likely to think there are just two objects. But if I uncover myself, you see that I am also a person, not merely two hands. In the same way, you must realize that to view objects as separated entities is only half the truth. Now let us go a step further. Consider this electric fan beside me. It is related to its stand to the table to the floor to the room to the house to the ground to the sky to the universe. So this fan doesn't exist merely by itself, it is related to the whole universe, and when it moves, the universe moves. Of course, what I have just told you is not the expression of reality but only an explanation of it. Again, take a circle with a nucleus. Without the nucleus there is no circle, without the circle, no nucleus. You are the nucleus, the circle is the universe. If you exist, the universe exists, and if you disappear, the universe likewise disappears. Everything is related and interdependent. This box on the table has no independent existence. It exists in reference to my eyes, which see it differently from yours and differently again from the next person's. Accordingly, if I were blind, the box would cease to exist for me. Let us take another example. Suppose you eat sugar while you are sick. It tastes bitter, so you say, it is bitter, but someone else says, it is sugar, it is sweet. For you the sugar is nonetheless bitter. The bitterness of the sugar, then, also is relative to your taste. Its quality depends on you. All existence is relative, yet each of us creates our own world. Each of us perceives according to the state of our own mind. Student. I understand all that theoretically. I can appreciate that if the sun disappears, I disappear, but I can't conceive that I am the sun or the whole universe. ROSHI. But you are. If when you die the universe dies with you. You and the universe are not separate and apart. Enlightenment is no more than the realization that the world of discrimination and the world of undifferentiation are not two. When you directly and positively experience this, you are enlightened. Student. What, then, is mu? Is it the realization of the undifferentiated? ROSHI. To realize the undifferentiated is a necessary first step, but the realization is incomplete if it goes no further. After you have seen into your true nature, that is, become enlightened. You see all objects as temporary phenomena undergoing endless change, but you see them in and through the aspect of sameness. You then understand that without the undifferentiated there can be no individual existences. I can illustrate what I am saying with this paper fan. One side has many stripes, as you see. The other is pure white. The white side can be called the undifferentiated, the side with the stripes, the discriminated. What makes the stripes appear as stripes is the white, or undifferentiated, side of the fan. Conversely, what makes the white side meaningful is the stripes. They are two aspects of the one. But while the discriminated aspect is subject to ceaseless transformation, that which is undifferentiated is changeless. Since you are a philosophically minded person, hereafter don't try to become one with mu, but simply dwell upon what I have just told you until suddenly you perceive your self-nature. Is this clear? That will be your practice from now on. 4. Student D. Woman, age 40. Student. I am doing shikan-taza. ROSHI. I noticed you last night sitting with your hands clenched in your lap and straining hard. In shikan-taza it is unnecessary to strain. Student. Everybody around me was straining and pushing, so I thought I should too. ROSHI. Most of them are novices working on their first koan. If they do not strain, whatever concentrative strength they develop dissipates itself quickly, so they must struggle constantly to maintain it. It is like learning to write the Chinese ideograms. At first you have to bear down with force as you painfully form the characters, but later, when you have learned how to make them, you can of course write effortlessly. You are experienced at zazen, so you need not strain yourself. Student. I must admit there are times when my concentration is strong without forcing myself. But for satori isn't it necessary to do zazen forcefully? ROSHI. Shikan-taza is practiced in the faith that such zazen is itself the actualization of your pure Buddha nature, so it is unnecessary to strive self-consciously for satori. You must sit with a mind which is alert and at the same time unhurried and composed. This mind must be like a well-tuned piano string. Taut but not overtight. Also remember that in a session you are helped by everyone else through this communal sitting, so you need not strain yourself. Last night I observed you laughing and crying. Did you experience anything unusual? Student. I was absolutely without will. I felt as though I had crushed everything, nothing remained, and I was joyous. ROSHI. Tell me, have you ever had anxieties about death? Student. No, I have not. ROSHI. People who are troubled by the thought of dying often have their anxieties relieved by an experience like yours. Did your way of looking at things change at all? Student. No. After it was over I felt no different, I regret to say. Smiling wanly. ROSHI. Did the feeling of opposition, of yourself standing against the external world, disappear at all, even momentarily? Student. My feeling was only one of tremendous elation, because I felt that everything had been reduced to nothing. ROSHI. After that did your former state of mind return? Student. Yes. ROSHI. All right, just sit diligently without straining yourself. 5. Student E. Man, age 44. Student. I am doing shikan-taza. ROSHI. Is there anything you wish to say or ask? Student. Yes. When I was struck by a certain one of the monitors I had a most unfavorable reaction. I felt that, in a sadistic way, he really enjoyed striking me, so I couldn't raise my hands in gratitude to him as with the others. I therefore request that I not be struck by him any more during this session. I don't mind being hit by the other monitors, since their strikings are stimulating and encouraging, but when this certain person hits me the effect is just the opposite. ROSHI. When you are struck you should not think, so-and-so has hit me in such and such a way, nor otherwise try to evaluate your reaction. Only raise your hands, palms together, in gratitude. There are many people who find it disagreeable to be hit and who cannot do good zazen if they are. When they request it, a sign is placed above their sitting place saying they are not To be struck. This can be done in your case if you wish. Student. I don't mind being struck by the others. To test my reaction, I signaled one of the other monitors to strike me. When he did, I had no adverse reaction such as I had with this particular person. In fact, I found it easy to raise my hands palm to palm. But it was quite different with the other man. ROSHI. Of course, the monitors should take care to hit only the soft part of the shoulder, not the bone. This being summer, they should not hit too hard, because everyone is wearing light clothing. As a matter of fact, when we had new sticks made yesterday, they were purposely made out of soft